Hello, my people. I know y'all probably about sick of me and my non-scheduled recorded ass, but I'm going to get better. I'm trying to get my life together so I can actually be on a set schedule for recording. But I'm going to tell you what, it is Mercury Retrograde right now. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I have recorded so much content today, like for my podcast and some videos. And when I tell you, like, 90% of them just did not work. Like, they either disappeared or like my phone was connected via Bluetooth to something else. So I sound like I'm talking like I'm underwater. I'm going through it, y'all, but I'm pushing through because I feel like somebody needs this. I actually did a live recording of me reading I guess you can say like a letter for a burn ceremony. And so I recommend these to a lot of people, but a burn ceremony is where you write down a list of things that you want to release, from yourself. So it could be bad habits. It could be qualities that you don't like. It could be people. It could be relationships. It can be trauma, anything that you don't want to be a part of anymore. You write it down on this piece of paper. So you write down your list, you read it out loud, and then you take it outside and burn it. You can use like your grill, fire pit, anything that's safe. Don't be setting yourself on fire or lighting your house up and blaming it on me. Please be safe when you do this. I am not liable or responsible for what you do. Now, so like I said before, it is Mercury retrograde. And although we all tend to focus on technology issues, like losing files, losing pictures. They say to not sign contracts during Mercury retrograde. Look over everything 5 times or however many times and make sure that it's right. Proofread. Like all these lists of things that we get focused on. But I actually like Mercury retrograde because even though it is chaotic in the beginning, I am so enlightened towards the end of it. And actually, the pre-shadow phase before Mercury retrograde even hits is the time that kicks my ass. I'm usually fine during the actual retrograde, but before, tears me up every time. But every time I know that something positive is coming out of it. So I look forward to it. And really, all retrogrades is basically redirecting your attention to focus on things that you may have thought that you had taken care of or that you had healed from or that you had moved past. And retrograde, starts with RE. So it has to do with all the RE words: reset, recharge, revisit. Any of those words is basically telling you got to spin the block. That's why they say a lot of times some exes or old friends and stuff may come back because it's retrograde. That does not mean for you to take them back. Retrograde is all about certain people or certain lessons. And it's basically seeing, all right, if I throw you back in that same situation that you got out of, are you going to fold or are you going to apply the principles that you learned from the situation in the beginning? Let me see if you've made any progress. That's all it is. It's nothing to be afraid of, but actually just embrace it because it just really shows you how far you have come, how much you have grown from another version of yourself. So it's nothing to be afraid of. And so for me, I had shared with my private Facebook group, I had shared with them that I hadn't been posting a lot lately because I've been having a lot of neck strain and neck pain, probably going on almost 3 weeks now. And for me, that signals to me that I have stress somewhere. Now, normally I know what I'm stressing about, but right now I did not know. I had no clue. I'm just like, what in the world? Like, I'm chilling. I'm okay. Like, I don't feel like I'm stressed. So what it was, I had to pray about it. I had to ask Spirit and ask, like, what is going on that I'm not seeing, because it's not obvious. So it's something deeper and underlying going on. So please help me to, trust my intuition. Please help me to discern what is going on with my body and my emotions and why I feel the way that I feel. So after a little while, I got to finally getting some insight. And I figured it out. And so, like I said, with Mercury retrograde, it can bring up a lot of old things that we felt like were resolved, but we still have a little bit of work to do with it. So for me, I had pinpointed that I started getting stressed when I was trying to research starting my own blog and doing some more creative endeavors with my brand. Now, being creative is supposed to be an outlet, right? That's what everybody says. For me, it is the complete opposite. Being creative stresses me the fuck out. Why, do you say? Well, the way that I grew up, perfection was pretty much expected. Okay, I could not make less than an A. If I did, I would be in trouble. I was expected to always follow the rules. I mean, there's not much room for grace extended, let's just say, in my childhood. And so with that, I'm very hard on myself. I hate making mistakes. I want to do something right the first time and not worry about it again. And which turned me into being a people pleaser, because I had to be all things to everyone when I was younger. Too much responsibility for a child. I had to pretty much sacrifice myself, my childhood, to make sure that everybody else was straight. And that has followed me into adulthood, to where I don't like when people are mad at me. I don't like when people are disappointed in me. I don't like when people don't like me. And it just comes from those old traumas and things that I had growing up. So I had to go back and revisit that, because I had done some inner work. I had done some inner child work, regarding my childhood, but this was still another piece that I had not connected yet. I had not connected that my lack of creativity and lack of freedom went back to the way that I was raised. So even though, my neck is killing me, even though retrograde, and you know what? Mercury is not the only planet in retrograde right now. We actually have 6 planets in retrograde at the same damn time right now. So if you are part of the collective and you know about astrology and stuff, you know that it is a shitstorm right now, and my body is feeling it. But I'm making it through. I have lots of support. And like I said, not only do I have physical support here, I have spiritual support, and I have my own intuition that guides me along with my ancestors. So I know how to work through these things. It may take me a little bit sometimes, but I know how to work through these things. So this led me to saying, okay, I need to do a burn ceremony so I can release these things from me, so that I can get my neck better and so that I can gain clarity and some understanding. So that's what led me to writing the list. And mine was kind of in letter form, to be honest, more than just listing things down. But that's what led me to that, because it just makes you feel so much better when you are able to write these things down, burn them, and then basically tell yourself, this is a new version of me. I am no longer that person that was on that piece of paper. And then you live your life accordingly to what you want to be, to who you want to be. Okay? And so for some, this may feel weird, or it may feel delusional, or may feel like you're lying to yourself. But to really manifest magic in your life, you pretty much have to be delusional. It's like being a child and having an imaginary friend, or being a child and you say, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut one day, or I'm going to be in space one day. And it's just that having your mind just have no limits, like you can be whatever you want to be. And that's the attitude that you have to adopt now, because we limit ourselves so much, but you have to have just an unlimited imagination. And that was so hard for me, because I've always been so super grounded and super logical to the point that I limited myself, because that's what my parents did to me. So I say all this to say, please feel free to listen to this lovely recording that I have for you all. That is me actually reading my personal burn ceremony letter. I feel like it'll be so helpful. And so just please enjoy. and I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to let Mercury Retrograde get gone, and then I'm going to be on a regular schedule for the podcast. And also, please keep an eye out for a YouTube channel coming soon. So I'm super excited about that also. So just please enjoy, share if you would like to. Let everybody know about the podcast. I'm trying to get some more followers and all that good stuff. So please share and let everyone know about this. And y'all keep having a fantastic day or night, and I will holler at y'all later. Bye. Hello, everyone. It's Alyssa again with the Healing Bed, and welcome. This is going to be real short because I was in the middle of getting ready to do a burn ceremony for some things that I wanted to release that no longer serve me. So as I was reading this out loud, I thought, I should share this because a lot of the things that I want to release, I feel like would help others. So before I burn this letter, I'm actually going to read it out loud. And feel free to play this however often you need to and to recite it. And also, I'll actually type it up and make it a post so that it's something that you can read in your own voice to yourself or whenever you need the extra support, okay? So I hope you enjoy, and here it is. I release that which no longer serves me. I release all pain and blocks that keep me from my connection with the divine. I cut all cords attaching me to trauma that I endured in the past. I start today new, free of guilt, hurt, and self-sabotage that keeps me from manifesting the life I desire. I release all poverty contracts from this realm and any others. I release all fear of success. I release all energies that keep me from succeeding. I release all debt, control, and lack mindsets. I release overthinking. I release the need to control. I release all my burdens and insecurities. I release the need to be perfect. I release the need to always please others. I release negative self-talk. I release past stories and the unhealed versions of me. I release the fear of making mistakes. So be it, so it is done. Amen. Ashe.